We are coming up on the release of Aliens Fireteam Elite, and given that there are so many games coming out within the next few months, it is going to be tough to allocate your dollars on which games to buy. And Aliens Fireteam Elite is one game that's going a bit under the radar, but I want to go over a lot of things that you need to know about the game, everything you need to know about the game before you drop your $39.99 on the standard edition of the game. And that's pretty nice, a budget title and one that you can enjoy with your friends, so that's pretty exciting. But let's talk about it. Aliens Fireteam Elite is set in 2202. A mysterious distress call reroutes your Marine assault unit to LV-895 in the outer colonies, where deadly xenomorph legions, hidden corporate secrets, and ancient alien ruins await your arrival. Set in the iconic Alien universe, Aliens Fireteam Elite is a cooperative third-person survival shooter that drops your fireteam of hardened Marines into a desperate fight to contain the evolving xenomorph threat. Throughout the game, you'll face off against a terrifying xenomorph and a synthetic foes alongside two players, or you could go the route of playing with AI teammates, but let's be real, if you're playing a game like this, I would highly recommend you to have a couple of buddies that you're going to play with. Yes, they're going to give you the options to play it solo. You can even play it offline solo, so that's quite nice. But a game like this, the ideal experience is going to come when you do have friends to play the game with. While you're going through the game and as you and your fireteam desperately fight your way through 4 unique campaigns that introduce new storylines to the Alien universe, create and customize your own colonial marine, choose from extensive variety of classes, weapons, gears, and perks, battling overwhelming odds in this heart-pounding survival shooter experience. Now, as I mentioned off the top, there are 4 different campaigns, and these are going to have distinct differences to them, so let's go over them. The first campaign is Priority 1, which serves as more of a prequel and prologue and introduction to the world and what to expect from the rest of the game. Then you have Giants in the Earth. This one will take place on planet LV-895. Then you have the Gift of Fire. This will have you go deep into caves, and then there's also The Only Way to Be Sure. This is the 4th and final campaign of the game where the story does come to its ultimate conclusion. So 4 different campaigns, and I'm sure that there is going to be a bit of replayability across each of them. The game's description and self-notes play a pivotal role in the epic events that occurred 23 years after the original Alien trilogy as a colonial marine stationed aboard the USS Endeavour, battling terrifying xenomorph threats, stunning visuals, iconic enemies, realistic environments, powerful weapons, futuristic equipment, and an eerie soundscape fill out new storylines in a series of replayable campaigns that evoke and expand upon the blockbuster films. The game also notes face overwhelming odds against over 20 enemy types, including 11 different xenomorphs, alongside the evolutionary scale from the facehuggers to Praetorians, each designed with their own intelligence to ambush, outsmart, and eviscerate vulnerable Marines. Utilize cover and master team strategy to survive extraterrestrial threats as they overrun your fire team from every angle, swarm through doors and vents, scramble across walls and ceilings, and strike from the darkness with uncanny ferocity. So again, just judging based on that description, cooperation and teamwork is a big element of the game, so if you're playing with AI, that is obviously going to hamper your experience a bit. I'm sure it'll be fully playable, however, this is a game that is really going to be heightened from an experience standpoint and an engagement standpoint when you do have a group of people to play with. Circling back to the campaign missions themselves, the game has 4 story campaigns. Each of those will include 3 missions, and the player is accompanied by 2 allies who can be controlled by another player or the AI in each of those story sections. So all of the sections can be played solo with AI, or you can play with 2 other friends. It's not going to be 5 players or even more players than that. They're really going for that 3-player cooperative experience here, and that is going to be represented through the entirety of the campaign. There are 5 levels of difficulty, and that is going to give you a little bit of a different experience each way you go. Local co-op, on the other hand, is not available. You do have online matchmaking, and that can be public or private, so if you want to go the private route and play with people you know, or you want to go online and get queued up with people all over the world, that is an option as well. There are plans for post-launch DLC, but there are no loot boxes or microtransactions in the game, so that's great. Sometimes when you do see games with a more budget-oriented price point, they do go the route of, incorporating a lot of microtransactions to make some of the money back on the back end. But with this game, if you do pick it up, do expect a fully fleshed experience right out of the gate. And as far as gameplay goes, you will have 5 distinct classes to pick from. You've got Gunner, Demolisher, Technician, Doc, and Recon, each with their own special abilities and character perks. Utilize an extensive arsenal of 30 plus weapons and 70 plus mods and attachments in your effort to eradicate the alien threat. An innovative perk board modifies and improves your abilities, while a unique challenge car system alters the approach to each campaign mission, offering a new experience with every playthrough. So again, harkening back to what I talked about, this game being very replayable with 5 different game difficulty modes and also a variety of different customization options with so many different weapons and perk options and mods and attachments. That is really going to give each playthrough, not every single one is going to be completely distinct and different, but it is going to offer you the ability to go through a variety of different ways depending on your character class and, again, what variety of combinations in terms of attachments, weapons, mods, things like that that you do use. On top of that, if you want to expand the gameplay even more, there will be a day 1 update that adds some new features. Horde mode is in complete the campaign and then talk to ship back on the Endeavor to open up a new gameplay mode. So after you complete the campaign, you've got something else you can delve into. Kits, weapons, and combats, enemies and encounters, content and environment improvements, and general improvements will also be included in the day 1 update. So they're already getting the ball rolling on making the game better, and expect that to persist for quite a while. Unfortunately, as of the recording of this video, it doesn't look like the game will feature cross-platform play, so that is a little bit of a bummer, but hopefully you can get a couple buddies on the same platform and you can all enjoy the game. What I think is best about the game, to be perfectly honest, is the fact that the game is $40, you'll get free gameplay season updates, you've got next-generation console updates as well, so if you're on a next-gen platform, expect 4K 60 frames per second. If you do want to take the game offline, you can do that and enjoy offline solo play. So while it doesn't have local cooperative play, you can go offline and go solo. There are no pay-to-win microtransactions, there's no loot boxes, so that is always going to be something I do appreciate out of a game. Now, this is a title that's going a bit under the radar. However, if it is one of those games that comes out right before the heavy wave of games that's coming out in September, it could be something that gets traction. I should also note that there will be a deluxe edition that will be released at $69.99, so $30 more expensive than the standard edition, and it will get you some additional content. Specifically, you'll get 4 Endeavor Pass seasons. That's Endeavor Pass Season 1, Endeavor Pass Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4, and you will get the Endeavor Veteran Pack, which includes a lot of in-game items. You have a standoff shotgun, 10 armor skins, 2 per class, classic ballistic and headset helmets. You've also got vintage cap head accessory, 4 weapon colors, and a couple of other in-game items. So rounding out the lineup will be the deluxe edition with all of that additional content. Kind of a bummer to see it's $30 more expensive. That's quite the hike up in price for a deluxe edition, but the Endeavor Pass does look to include a lot of content, so take that for what you will. But that's going to wrap up this one. Let me know what you guys think. Again, Aliens Fireteam Elite is one of those games that kind of got announced and then it's turned around with a release right quickly after its announcement, so it'll be interesting to see how this does from a commercial standpoint. A bummer with no cross-platform play, but hopefully it still turns out to be a pretty solid cooperative experience. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching and goodbye.